Hello everyone. We are going to do a softer, shorter flow today. And to start with, we're going to start with the sitting position. You're going to need a pillow, I've got mine, and a little blanket. And as you sit, you can sit like I do, or you can sit in a Japanese position, whichever allows your spine to lengthen up and away from the floor. And if you're sitting cross-legged and it's a little difficult to sit tall, it's a good idea to have the blanket folded up underneath your seat. Okay. And to start with, we're just going to start with closing our eyes. And take a moment here to collect your thoughts. Collecting information about where your awareness is right now. What are you noticing? What are you paying attention towards? It could be household noises, it could be thoughts, it could be things that you're dreaming, thinking, planning to do after this. And when you've listed out all of them, begin to divert your awareness towards the breath. In particular, the relationship of your physical body towards the breath. Maybe noticing as you breathe in, your spine changes its shape just very lightly. It feels uplifted, perhaps slightly broadening forward. Noticing as you inhale, there is a softness, a melting, a relaxation in it. Noticing if you have any specific area in the body that feels as though it's not releasing. Perhaps give it a very soft movement. Moving in a way where it enhances relaxation. It feels as though you're just rocking, cradling, lowering your body to release. Now begin to visualize your spine, inviting your mind into the base in the back of your skull, where the top of your spine, the very, very top of your cervical begins, deep inside of your head. Maybe even give your head a soft turn just to really notice and pinpoint where this spot, this area really is. Moving this movement a little bigger, maybe turning your face down with your neck left and right. And instead of thinking about your head as a separate module, think about your spine still. So from that very top part that we were noticing, aware, thinking about before, think about a little bit lower into your neck. Noticing as you move, what happens if you just turn your head from side to side? How far down does your neck coordinate with this? Feeling what happens if you lift your chin just very lightly, compress the back of the neck, what part of the neck feel this. Versus if you bring your chin down, broadening the back of your neck. And being aware of this whole neck, the whole cervical spine. And then we'll move a little bit more, maybe even letting your shoulders begin to melt from side to side. There's no right or wrong way to do this. If you are a bit unsure, I guarantee you're doing it 100% correctly. This is just about exploring feeling. So as you move your shoulder, it can be drawing into kind of a circle or just a little left side, right side dipping down. We're just trying to find out how it feels in your upper portion, in your thoracic spine. If your body invites you, maybe even just very lightly wiggle and wave your spine forward and back. It can be a circle if that feels good. And allow this movement to be quite free, quite intuitive. Maybe even playing with sort of like a twist, turning your chest, shoulder to one side. And as you're twisting, noticing that happens between moving your way forward, back, left, right, what happens there. And then winding the twist, feeling what happens in your thoracic spine. Maybe twisting to the opposite side, once again playing with shifting the weight. And the next time your chest is twisting, turning to the left, stay there. And thinking about trying to turn your whole collarbone towards the left side of the mat while sitting your right sits bone heavy. Maybe even turn your face all the way away from the right side body, feeling a little opening in the side of your neck that's starting from the top of the shoulder up to the back of the jaw. Now from here, reach your opposite arm, right arm away from the face, from the neck, and feel that side of your neck, front of the arm starting to light up. And the whole pathway is starting to get a bit more aware, awake. And slowly releasing the hands, slowly unwinding back into the center. Maybe even lifting your chin, letting your chest, your belly drop forward. And slowly rounding the back, letting your chin, your stomach drop back. And from here, lifting your spine forward and up, and slowly twisting and turning your chest towards the right. Once again, think about your whole collarbone turning. And think about your left sits bone, the opposite sits bone heavy. And turning your face all the way away from the front, and your opposite arm, left arm, reaching away from the shoulder and the neck. And just deepening this opening in the side of your neck, throat, your collar. Relax your jaw, maybe even open your mouth lightly. And feeling maybe this tugging sensation coming from the corner of your face, just very lightly pulling and condensing downwards towards your collarbone, top of the shoulder. Left hand back down slowly, this time moving your way forward, reaching your chest long, lift your chin all the way, a little circle. Or back, round the back, chin down. And do 2 more circles. As you move forward with your spine, reach your spine forward and up. Lift your chin, arching. As you're rolling back behind you, round the back, rolling your shoulder forward. And now, since we're already doing it, keep rolling into the circle. Bring your hands walking up into your hips. And your front of the finger is going to grab hold of your hip bones, and they're the pointy ones, just about side of your belly button, a little bit lower. Some of us will have more prominent hip bones, so you will feel it a little bit easier. Some of us will need to dig a little, but there's two pokey ones. And think about, as you roll forward now, bring the hip bones forward to touch towards the right thigh first, rolling, touching left hip point towards the left thigh. As you roll back, lift it away from the front thigh. So you're really moving the lower back this time. And this time, moving to the opposite direction when you're ready. And at this juncture, focusing on moving the lower portion of the spine, and the rest of it is following whatever you're doing. And just the last one here. And slowly finding yourself sitting in the center once again. You're reaching your arms out and up, lengthen through the side body as you inhale. Exhale, right hand down, walking it out. Left sit bone heavy, bending at the elbows and reach long through the left side body. Once again, awareness into your spine now, feeling the bottom of it. Your hip bone heavy, tilting, maybe feeling the lower back, lumbar, feeling your thoracic spine dipping the shoulder, feeling your neck dipping cervical, maybe even your head tilting. And I like to even very lightly rocking myself forward and back. It's like we're just very lightly waving and following the movement of the breath and the wave of our breath. Now, keeping tilting on this side, rocking yourself forward, begin to tilt and point your chest down towards the thigh. Your buttock is still heavy. Draw your belly back and reach this finger far away from your hips. And feel this whole line of the body through your outer finger, outer left arm, shoulder, left side, all the way to the lower side of the back. And from here, release the hands in front of you, walking yourself through the middle and coming up. And once again, both arms up, inhale. Exhale, your left arm walking out, bending at the elbow, sit heavy and reach this arm far away from you. Once again, if it feels good, rocking just lightly, reminding your hips, both hips, to sit heavy. Thinking about the skin of your fingers and the back of the right arm lengthening. Maybe noticing this whole side of the body lighting up, and where do you feel more obvious, tighter? Maybe it's a texture of a more chewy. Maybe it's the texture of leather. And just collecting this information here. And from here, turning your chest down towards the thigh, keeping your hips heavy. Draw your belly in and reach this arm away from the hips. And take one more breath in, breathe right to the right side of the body, expanding all those parts already feels perhaps a little bit tucked in. And exhale, releasing a little something, your face, shoulder, your jaws. Now bring your hands down to the floor, walking. And back into the middle. And take an inhale, reach your spine, belly forward, lift your chin. And exhale, rounding through the back. Chin down. And just one more inhale, belly, chest, heart forward, feeling the opening in your front body. And exhale, rounding through the back. And this time, rolling through your shins and come onto your hands and your knees. Gonna turn this way. Spreading your fingers wide underneath your shoulders. If it feels good for you, maybe even just very lightly moving your way from one side to the other, pressing down through different parts of your palms. And tucking through the toes. And slowly moving, rocking yourself forward and back. So moving as far forward as you can, feeling your palm, your wrists bearing a little bit more weight. Moving backwards, spread your big toes. So you're pressing into the gaps between your big and second toe. And forward and back a few more times. Now moving your spine forward as you inhale, drop your stomach, reach your heart and lift your head. And as you exhale, hug your belly in towards the spine, stay. And think about you trying to pull your shoulder, pull the mat through the hands towards your knees, and feel the back of your heart can reach forward more. And from here, lift your head a little longer, feel the lift in your upper back. Press your skull back and slowly turn your face to look over left shoulder. Bending middle, turning your head all the way towards right shoulder. Finding the middle. And from here, press down, round through the back. And really expanding all the places we were compressing before. Bring your chin close towards the chest, maybe even imagine your forehead trying to come towards your groin. Maybe even from here, rocking yourself lightly forward and back. From here, point your toes back behind you. Take inhale, drop your belly, reach your heart long and forward. Imagine someone's pulling your sternum heavy. Keep that as you exhale, bring your hips back. Noticing your lower back begins to round, your belly begins to touch, but reach your heart arching through your upper back still. And from here, press down, round through your upper back, looking down, and come forward. Inhale, round the back. And exhale, tilting tailbone, lower back, middle back, upper back, lift the head. And inhale, keep your spine rounding, hips back. Feel your lower back begin to round, maybe even draw your belly deeply in, arch your spine. And exhale, press down, round the back, come forward. Inhale, belly down, reach your heart. And exhale, hips back, heart forward. Inhale, pressing down, rounding, come forward. And then exhale, tuck your toes and find your downward facing dog. And take a moment here, settling yourself into this dog. Maybe your knees are softly bent to start with. Maybe you're very lightly moving a little bit more forward to start with. Or maybe you just need to move and rock. So take whatever variation that you need right now at this juncture. We'll take 2 more deep breaths into this downward facing dog. As we're moving through all these different things, and we're not so much in trying to achieve something, it's more about exploration. That's the theme of our practice today. Exploring how it feels, where, is there anything that feels sore, that stands out? Now from here, press your left foot down, float your right leg back and up. And exhale, step this foot softly between the hands. Lower the left knee down, toes point back. And as you inhale, reach your left arm up and back, and finding through the back thigh. As you inhale, press your right hand onto the top of your right thigh. Pull the skin away from your stomach, and notice your hip will lift up. And from here, lean back through the chest just lightly. Now keep having a little bit of space between your front hip point, or right side, and front thigh. Lift your right arm up. Maybe even bend the elbow behind the skull. From here, press your left knee down, squeeze your legs towards one another. Lift your right arm up and away. And exhale, reaching your right arm forward and all the way on the inner side of your right foot. And both hands down. Take your inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, straighten your right leg, toes point upwards. Point your toes up, dig your heel, and pull the mat backwards with your heel. Take your inhale, reach your spine. And exhale, folding stomach, chest, shoulder, neck, and face. Inhale, round your back and come up. Lower back, middle back, upper back, rounding. And reach your heart forward as you come. Exhale, keep reaching your heart forward. Stomach first, ribs, chest, shoulder, neck, and face. So it feels as though as we're rocking a few more times like this. We're treating our spine as if it can indeed move in segments. And it actually really can. So treat this as an undulating movement for your spine as well. And this time as you lift, reach your spine forward. Walk your left hand a little bit forward off your shoulders. Take an inhale there. Next, I'll pull your left hip back and slowly turn your chest right arm into the sky. Noticing difference as you reach your right arm and just lean back. Versus if you bend your elbow, touching the side of your skull, and reach actively through your right elbow behind you. And one more breath right here. And slowly reaching your right hand back down. Take an inhale, lengthen. And exhale, stepping your right foot down, bend your right knee. Now tuck your left toes. Squeeze your right leg backwards and left hip forward. And reach your arms up into the sky. Inhale. And exhale, bring your hands in front of the chest. And take an inhale, reach your spine even longer. And exhale, begin to turn as far right as you can. When you've done that, lean forward and hook your left elbow maybe on top of the thigh or the outer thigh. Press back and push your knee into your elbow at the same time. Take an inhale, reach your spine. And exhale, hands into each other. Maybe even turn your face to look up. And just one breath right here. And slowly releasing both hands down into the floor again. And take inhale, reaching your spine forward, lift your face, lift your chin. And exhale, reach your hips back, right leg straight. One more time, inhale, hips forward, lift your chin, lift your face. And exhale, walking, right leg straight. And this time, bending your right knee, lean forward, and step your left foot in front of the mat as well. Line your spine to rock, relax your neck, and bend your knees deeply. Lift your toes, lean back, and slowly roll up through your back side of the body, feeling your back body begin to round, lower back, middle back, upper back, all the way up. Take your inhale, reach your arms out, and look up, big circle. And exhale, folding stomach in, soften your knees, hands in front of the toes. And reach your spine forward as you breathe in. And exhale, hands down and step. Once again, downward facing dog. And 2 breaths to set it in. Press your right foot down, float your left leg back and up. Inhale. And exhale, bend your knees and step softly between the hands. Right knee down, toes point back. Draw your right knee forward, left foot back. Inhale, reaching your right arm up. Big circle back, finding the back of your thigh, maybe back of the calf. Left hand pushing your upper thigh away from you and reaching your spine back. From here, maybe reaching your left arm all the way back. Maybe bending the elbow, grabbing behind your head even. And 2 more breaths right here. And slowly reaching your left arm forward and all the way down, inner thigh of the left foot. Take an inhale, reaching your spine forward. And exhale, drawing your hip back, straighten, toes point down, folding. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. And then exhale, reaching back. Now staying with your left leg straight, reach your spine forward as you breathe in. As you breathe out, rolling, folding, undulating through the spine down. Inhale, feeling your back round to come up. Reach your heart forward as you come. And exhale, belly, chest, shoulder, neck, and face. And just one more like that. And this time as you come back up, inhale. Exhale, right hand stay, open the chest, left arm in towards the sky. Bending at the elbow, touching the side of your face. And slowly reach your left elbow actively back and squeeze the back of your shoulder blade. Notice if your bottom shoulder is lifting up, can you press down in a way so your neck feels free? And slowly from here, reaching your hands back down towards the floor. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold. And this time, bending your front knee, reaching your spine forward, lift your chin, lift your face. And exhale, reaching back. Front spine forward, bending your front knee, looking forward. And exhale, stay here and step your left foot in front of the mat as well. Drop your neck, drop your face. Allow your spine to release. And taking inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, releasing. Neck long. This time inhale, forward, spine long. And exhale, finding forward facing dog again. One more breath to set it in, long breath. Step your left foot down, right foot fold, inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee and come forward, bringing your knee behind the wrist, setting it for pigeon. If you need a variation, take that. Walking your left foot back. Squeeze your legs towards one another, lengthen through the spine, inhale, reaching. Exhale, stay, or coming down to elbow, maybe even further down. Draw your right hip actively backwards and your left hip actively forwards. Noticing if you're holding tension in your shoulders. Can you draw your shoulder down? Maybe give your neck a soft turn from side to side. And from here, as you come up, sit your hips to the right side. And turning so that you're sitting on your hips, left leg long. And from here, hug your right foot closer towards your groin. And take an inhale, sit heavy, lengthen the spine. And exhale, walk your hands forward. And still pressing your left thigh down and maybe even spinning your inner thigh away from the chest. If you have a hard time reaching your lower back forward like this, same thing, blanket underneath the hips. And from here, coming back up and bring your left foot, left leg just in front of you this time. Inner thigh onto your inner or your bottom foot. And from here, imagine you're trying to draw this left leg back into your hips so you feel this little lift. Lengthen your spine as you inhale, reaching fingertips long. And exhale, maybe even reach your thumb longer into the sky and reach forward and feel the draw from your back skin of the body. Now keep that. Draw your belly in and slowly reaching the back skin of your body long, thumb reaching long. And maybe slowly begin to relax your neck, relax your face, relax your shoulders, release your elbows, your hands, your face down. Coming up with your right hand, grabbing off either outer thigh, outer shin, outer ankle. If you can grab outer foot, lengthen through your spine as you breathe in. As you breathe out, swing your left arm behind and trying to grab either lower back or inner right thigh. And thinking about not hunching, reach your left shoulder back. So you're really actively opening the front shoulder as well. Last breath. And slowly releasing. Walk your hands back to the front of the mat and step into your downward facing dog once again. As you inhale, your left foot float back and up. Exhale, knee behind the wrist, pigeon left side. Left leg behind you, reach your legs towards one another, lengthen. Maybe going further down if it feels great for you. As we're staying in this type of poses, try as best as you can to relax the tension around your neck, your shoulders, your forehead, and the space between your eyebrows. And to come out, slowly roll again to sit onto your hips, your left foot in front of you. As you inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, folding forward. And still pressing your right thigh down, allowing your shoulders to drop down and away from the midline. Your neck is soft, your face is soft, your jaws are relaxed. And slowly walking yourself back up and moving to bring your right leg right in front of you, left foot facing the inner thigh. And from here, draw your right leg back into your hip joints, lift your arms and slowly reaching forward, leading with your thumbs and folding over your legs. Allowing your upper body to just drop and heavy towards the thigh. And even as you here, press your right leg just very lightly down against the ground. That gives you a little bit of traction, a little bit of resistance. And still taking these deep breaths in and out through the nose. And slowly coming yourself back up again. Once again, left hand either thigh, shin or foot, and right hand swimming back either on the lower back or swimming onto your left inner thigh. Rolling your right shoulder up and open and lengthen through the spine. And exhale, twisting a little deeper perhaps. And still keeping your right shoulder open as best as you can instead of hunching forward. Last breath here. And slowly releasing, finding yourself with your hips and slowly rolling yourself onto the back. If you like, perhaps you grab that blanket, grab that pillow, making yourself a comfortable little nest to find a lying position. Allow your legs to spread out, your arms heavy, and soften your face. Noticing the weight on your back body, heavy. The skin of the back of your head, releasing, your neck soft. Allowing your eyebrows to soften and finding stillness. If you have time, I encourage you to stay a few minutes, 4, 5, even better if it's 6, 7 minutes. Allowing your system to fully release and taste all the delicious rest that you can get. If you need to go, please do it slowly, giving your body enough time. And thank you so much for practicing today. Namaste.